Good morning. I'm going to do just a hand reading today. I'm considering doing possibly just a morning check-in every morning. We'll see how it goes. I'm home from Pinto and we had a wonderful show. We showed our big horse Dino 3 times and won 3 buckles on him, so that was really lovely, and had a lot of fun with our friends and such. So and we are home for a week and then going on to the paint world. We were just at Pinto World. So some days I'll do a full double video read, and some days I'll just try this table read and just see what kind of time I have. The double reads, of course, take quite a bit of time to do the splicing and stuff. So I think we will just go ahead and start. I'm just going to call in Spirit real quick. I have cleaned and shuffled the decks already, and then we'll just get started. Divine Spirit, open our minds and hearts to the understanding that you would have us receive from this, that we might go forward in life in a more beautiful and powerful way, and continuing our journey of learning here on this plane. We invite in our angels to protect us, our ancestors to guide us as well. Thank you. All right, so I'm just gonna, I chose this deck, which I'm not gonna remember the name of right now, but I will try to put it in the comments, or I'm sorry, in the description box if I can remember. And I just thought we would shuffle twice and then just lay them out. This one doesn't flip out very easily. It's very, very large deck. And I thought we'd just take 2 cards and just do a couple downlines for 2 cards. So let's just see what we get. Okay, I think I'm going to move these over just a little bit out of our way for now. Okay. We have the mirror effect. What frustrates you in others is a reflection of something unhealed within you. Boy, that, well, that one is, that's what it's called. Embracing the Shadow, Whimsy and Why. I think I got this one on Etsy, if I remember correctly. It's really beautiful. I love the flowers. Sacred Rest. Deep transformation requires balance. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor. That was a very hard learned lesson for myself. That there's no real virtue in pushing your body to a point that you know, that you have disrespected it. I got very, very sick. That's actually what started the biggest part of my healing journey, was getting really sick. And so one of the most honoring things that you can do for your body and soul is to sleep when it's needed. So something definitely to keep in mind. And one of the things I love about this card is that there's this moon, this crescent moon on it, because one of the things that I found is when I was too tired, it was very difficult for me to feel the promptings from the spiritual realm, from the Divine Spirit. I had a hard time hearing it, seeing it, feeling it. So one of the things to know is that when rest is needed, things that are important are going to be a little bit more obscured. As you know, like your attitude suffers. You know, you're less optimistic, less loving, less kind. But we're going to start over here with this mirror effect. And I think the mirror effect just really talks very much about how the people around us trigger us. And the triggering is actually, you know, about a wound that we have, something that's unhealed within us. And that person is just rubbing up against that wound enough to show us that that wound is there. And so they're just mirroring back to you your own wounding so that you can look at it, so that you can heal it. And that's definitely frustrating. So I'm just going to shuffle one more time this deck, which is the Moon Compass Tarot. And then we're just going to lay out a 3-card downline for each. Seven of Pentacles. So when you're triggered, definitely plant a seed to figure out what is going on there. Six of Cups, Four of Wands. Yeah. Six of Cups for me is always about a precious connection, someone who we came to learn with, a soul bond energy. And then this Four of Wands, this is beautiful. This is home. This is our foundations. This is the foundational relationships for me. More so than even in the 3D, because everything starts with, you know, the emotion. And so these are the relationships that support us. And they're the ones that are meant to trigger us the most by far. I'm just going to make sure that this is, that we can see all of these on here. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Okay. We're using a different overhead camera than I normally use. And for Sacred Rest, Two of Swords. Yeah, definitely obscured. This one's a little different. This Two of Swords, a lot of times there's a moon in the background, and maybe possibly this is what this is, but also looks a little bit to me like a wheel, like if this is a pattern, you know, this is possibly a cycle that needs to change or to end so that decisions can be made, because twos are always about balance and making decisions, and swords are about the mind. Justice, yes. It's hard to find justice if you're not getting enough rest. And the Knight of Wands. Okay, so open to a new beginning. That's really beautiful. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Cups. So opening with love. All right, so these are really, really beautiful downlines. I think they're pretty straightforward and pretty clear too. We'll start back over here again at the mirror effect with the Seven of Pentacles. And I think the Seven of Pentacles is really just about planting that seed, and which for me is just asking, why is this affecting me so deeply? Why am I so frustrated with this person? Where is this wound at? And really just asking that question. And you may not get an answer immediately, but believe me, an answer will definitely come. There will be an answer forthcoming at some point. And I think that's what the Seven of Pentacles energy is about. It's about it's earth energy, of course, being a pentacle, and planting that seed or asking that question, and then allowing the time that it takes in order for that seed to you know, open into a seedling and then into a plant. And so there's always a passing of time with, or a need for patience with the Seven of Pentacles, because if you put that seed in the ground and then you get frustrated and you dig it up, and you dig it up every 2 hours, that little seedling's going to have a really hard time turning into anything. And so when you're frustrated, you know, with a situation with another person, especially that are mirroring something to you that you aren't enjoying, you're really going to have to get patient with yourself. You're really going to have to get patient and allow some of that frustration to dissipate, possibly before the answer is going to come to you, because the solution or the answer is always at a different vibration than the problem itself. That's one of the things that Einstein taught. And then in the heart, and that's in the mental energy. So a little bit of controlling that frustration, or at least talking yourself down, maybe, you know, back away from the cliff a little bit in your mind. And then moving on to the heart space, and understanding that you meant to love these people, and you meant for them to show you the unhealed parts of you so that you can heal them, and so that you can go forward in a more loving way, so that you can love them more. And that is actually what you want, even with people that are frustrating you. The reason that feels so uncomfortable is because we know we're supposed to love them, and we know we want to love them. So, and then in the spiritual energy, the Four of Wands, and again, the Four is about a foundation, and it's a foundation. I think this is a really beautiful card, laid between two people, and not necessarily just between two people, but all relationships begin within you. And so it's about understanding that your feminine and masculine energies both have to be accounted for, and that they have to be in harmony. And that harmony that begins within you then can extend outward from you. And so about healing the aspects of the masculine and feminine energies, say if one has been suppressed and the other has, you know, lived in the other for too long, and that causes wounds. and going back in and balancing those out so that you can develop the ability to balance with others around you. All right, and then we'll go over to the sacred rest. Deep transformation requires balance. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor. And as we were talking about with the moon here, and then also a lot of times the Two of Swords will have a moon in it, but I'm actually seeing this more as like the Wheel of Fortune or the World cards, and how, you know, this is cyclical. So if this is a cycle that you have of, you know, not honoring the amount of rest that you need, or even the amount of food that you need, something that you're not seeing to, that is, you know, about honoring the body. If that's a cycle that you have, it's going to keep you blind, because the Two of Swords for me is about almost willful blindness in making a decision, or being clear about what you think and how you feel. And that's happening in the mind. And then in the heart actually knows what would be right to do. And the Justice card, that's a major arcana card. And so this is spiritual energy being offered to this situation. And the spiritual energy is just saying, you know, in your heart, when you're pushing your body harder and further than is right for you to do, then it honors it. And so just really go into the heart space, get out of your head a little bit and go into the heart space, and know that taking that rest is going to get you further than pushing in whatever area you're doing, whether it's work that you're doing, whether it's you know, trying to get ahead with even as simple as housework, if you're a house mom. And that's a beautiful job. It's a very difficult job. But honoring the rest that you need, even if it's a 20 or 30-minute nap, those can be really beneficial. And then in the spiritual energy, the Knight of Wands, when you understand what's right to do, then just do it. Knights are about taking outside of us the truth that we have, and this is a passionate truth. This is moving forward in a passionate way. And so become passionate about honoring your body. Become passionate about taking care of yourself. And then in the energy that you don't see, or what would be supporting you if you looked intuitively, is the Knight of Cups. I'm sorry, it's the Eight of Cups. Yes, the Eight of Cups. I thought that looked, oh, and Temperance. Oh, that's so beautiful. Eight of Cups, Temperance, 10 of Cups. Okay. Well, that's quite awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take these three. But the energy that would support you is the Eight of Cups, which is just about walking away from not enough love. So if you aren't loving yourself enough to really care for yourself, you're not going to feel loved by others either. Maybe that's possibly what some of the mirror effect coming back to you, not feeling loved enough by others, and that frustrates you about them. But also, if you're understanding that you're not honoring and loving yourself enough, and that you're not giving to yourself enough. And so if you'll walk away from that as being an issue, and Eight of Cups is about walking away from not enough, and temper the emotions and the responsibilities that you have surrounding resting. And Temperance is such a beautiful card of just alchemizing and balancing everything around you. And that's in spiritual energy. This is the universe offering you the ability to balance these things easily, if you'll just let go and allow the balance to take place within you first, and possibly between this masculine and feminine energy. The feminine energy would want to self-care, to nurture, and to love. And the masculine energy would be the energy most likely to push you, you know, to physical exhaustion. And Temperance is just saying honor both sides. Because if you can, then the 10 of Cups, which is fulfillment and love, it's an abundance of love. And I don't know if you, well, I guess you can, but there's what I would call an inner child here in the midst of this cup, and then a little bit older, and then an adult. And honor all parts of that which is in you, and go back and nurture the inner child. And some of this rest could be not just physical rest, but rest from pushing the little inner child away. And that the inner child for me just is in your mind something you can hold on to that denotes the inner heart space. And but it's easy for the mind to utilize the inner child as a way or a vehicle to convey what's in there to you. And if you go back in my channel a little bit, there's inner child meditations and heart opening meditations. And if you have not ever done any of those, then I would strongly encourage doing that. Because until you've done some of that inner work, and you can do it just in a heart opening, you can do it in inner child work. There's lots of ways. There's no wrong way to do it. There's, you know, a lot of people will offer different ways to do it. Find a way that works for you, because you will not experience the 10 of Cups, which is an abundance of love and a fulfillment of love in your 3D environment around you, until you can do that for yourself within yourself. And so I think this was a really beautiful reading and definitely gives some things to think about today. So if you have been pushing yourself too much, take some time to rest, even if it's just 10 minutes to honor your body and rest. And if you're frustrated with people around you, spend some time reflecting and going in and planting a seed to find what wounds it is that need to be healed within you, so that you can receive less frustration from others and be more open to love. Okay, hope that helps. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.